Welcome back to Living 808. Well, Medicare beneficiaries will soon receive the annual notice of changes, a document that outlines key updates to their health coverage for 2026. Martha and Elliot Clopin from GetToInsurance.com join us now live with all the details. Aloha, you guys.
Aloha.
All right, if it's something that you are here talking about, I know it's important because you always give us the best tips. So, Martha, what are we looking out for in the mail in the coming weeks?
Yes, it's a very critical document. It's called the Annual Notice of Changes, or ANOC is what we call it in the industry. And it's your personal guide to what's changing with your Medicare Advantage plans and prescription drug plans for 2026. So very, very important to get sort of a heads up on what's coming for the new year.
Definitely. And so what all is in it? I know you mentioned a few of the things, but who receives it as well, and what all can we expect?
Yes, that's very important because it's specifically for people who have Medicare Advantage plans with prescription drugs, or some people have standalone prescription drug plans. But what's so awesome about it, again, there'll always be a lot of news reports about what's changing in Medicare, but for your specific plan, this is your personal guide to see what's changing. So you can look at the whole document if you choose to, and it just gives you a great heads up on what to expect, because I don't like people to have surprises. They need to know what's coming. And what's good about it is it helps you figure out if you're going to need to make any changes in the new year.
Okay, so let's talk about that. I think that's why it is so important, because the letter itself, it does outline changes, but why is it so critical for people to read? I feel like most people just assume their plan is staying the same and they don't need to really look into it. But what changes can we expect?
Right, so the plans often do change from year to year. So you want to be on the lookout for certain key items. One big thing is look for your monthly premium. You want to see if the monthly payment that you're making for the plan is changing from year to year. And then you can also call Member Services. It's the number on the back of your insurance card. You talk to them to find out if there's any changes to prescription drug coverage or any changes to doctor network. So don't assume that the plan's going to stay the same. Reviewing this annual notice of change is a great way to stay ahead of any changes that are coming up.
Definitely. And I think it's so easy to, see something like this and be intimidated. It's long, it's a lot to read through. So if people, are wanting to maybe take an easier route, what are the main sections that people should really be looking out for when they open the envelope?
Yeah, so a great main section to look for are the premiums, deductibles, and co-payments for the plan, because that's your bottom line, right? That's what you're paying out of pocket. And then ask yourself, are my costs increasing? Like, what's going on here? So that's where a great place to start. And then another thing to look out for, like I mentioned before, is you can call that Member Services line and find out, are there any changes to your network? Is your primary care physician still in network? Is your specialist still in network? And then there's another big key word called the formulary. And the formulary are the lists of prescription drugs that are covered underneath that Medicare Advantage plan. So you want to make sure that your medications are still covered. And you also want to check if there's a change to the cost tier, because sometimes the tier of the medication may increase, and then that means that the copay is higher, or there may be a co-insurance payment. So you want to take a look out for that too.
Obviously that wouldn't be fun to find out later. So with that said, if you do find out that there's changes, say their doctor isn't covered or their medication is more expensive, if they're not happy with that, are there ways to change it, or are you kind of stuck with it?
So you're not stuck with it. So that's the empowering part about this time of the year. So the annual notice of change comes out right before the annual enrollment period for Medicare. So this is your opportunity to review other plans that are out there, and you can make that decision. If you do want to change your plan, you can, and if you make the plan change, it's effective for January 1st, 2026. If you decide to stay in your current plan, you don't have to do anything. You'll automatically enroll for January 1st, 2026, and then the changes outlined in that annual notice of change will become effective for next year.
Amazing. All good information to know.
Yes.
And if people want to get in touch with you guys, because I know you always help folks through all of these different processes, where do we go for more information or to get in touch with you?
Yeah, the best way to reach us is to just give us a call, because we're friendly.
Of course.
And I love to talk.
The Clopins are the best.
I love to talk.
So nice, great talkers.
I love to talk about insurance, but I just wanted to say real quick, a gentleman called and he said, hey, I found out I'm paying $80 for my drug plan. My wife's going on Medicare and her plan is going to be $0. So I said, did you check your annual notice of changes? So that was the reason we chose this subject today. It really can save you money by knowing what's coming up for the new year. I ask everybody to give Elliot a call. Number is 808-539-3791. That's 808-539-9731.
539-3791.
Okay.
I'll make sure we have it right on the website. Don't worry.
808. It's 5. What is it?
808-539-3791. That's our office line.
Perfect. I'll have
Yeah.
that on our.
Call Elliot.
Don't worry. I'm writing up this web post later. I'll make sure I get the right number. Also, of course, get2insurance.com. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. Really appreciate you. Always great tips. And make sure you keep an eye out for that notice coming soon. Well, coming up next.